This video is for everybody who has struggled with accepting themselves. Everybody who has struggled with liking themselves. You might be very successful already, but when you sit there and you're really honest with yourself, that nasty fucking voice, always nitpicking, always telling you you're not good enough, whatever it might be. This one's for you. And what I'm promising is a framework which you can use that, if done correctly, will help you be much more comfortable in your own skin, will help you feel much more at home with yourself. Now, it's not a panacea. I'm not promising the world here, cure-all, but it's a really good start. I want you to think about your friends first. The people you hang out with regularly, you enjoy their company, and that you trust. I bet if you were really honest, there's things about them that you don't like. There's things you disapprove of that they get up to. In fact, there's probably people that you hang out with regularly that have done downright bad things, but they're still your friends. And this raises an interesting point. Enjoying someone's company isn't predicated on perfection. So why the fuck do we hold ourselves to such insane standards when we don't expect it from our friends? I want you to think about that just for a second. Think about how crazy it is that we will trust our mates, we will enjoy their company. In fact, we'll look forward to hanging out with them. And the fact that they're not perfect beings, well, it doesn't matter to us. In fact, we accept it. Yet, that little voice in our own head sits there and tells us we're not good enough because we didn't do something right, or we haven't achieved this, or we thought this about something else. It is fucking insane, but we all do it. And so what's the solution? Now that I've brought up the idea that I think it's crazy that we do this, but we still do, what's the actual solution? It's a little bit silly, but I want you to think of reasons you would have a beer with yourself. That is, what are the reasons you would hang out with you? Because if your friends like you and your friends hanging out with you, then those reasons do exist. You just can't see them. Maybe you're particularly funny. Maybe you're great at sport. Maybe you know how to make people feel comfortable. Maybe you can host a party better than anybody else. Jesus, maybe you just have a nice smile. Yeah, sure. Maybe sometimes you drink way too much, or you have a habit of complaining, or you got yourself in a whole lot of debt. But the thing is, just like our friends have flaws, so do you. And these little imperfections, these problems that you have, they don't really preclude your value as a human being. Yet, so often, we allow them to. And that's really sad. So I want you to take a moment to think about the reasons that you would hang out with you. And you might have to think pretty hard. And if you're really struggling, then just ask your mates. Like, hey, bud, why do you like hanging out with me? I'm really struggling. I'm going through some stuff at the moment, or I've always struggled with this. What is it about me that you really like? And they will tell you. If you do this and you're still struggling to come up with ideas, or still struggling to accept it, then that's a pretty good indication that you might actually need some professional psychological help. And I would absolutely encourage you to do that. But this framework's so good, particularly for those type A people out there. I know you, I'm one of them. It gives us something to aim at. It gives us a starter point at. And so you just become somebody that you would want to hang out with. And so maybe you just have one reason right now, but maybe in a month's time you'll have two. And in 3 months' time you might have 3. Hell, you might have 10. But it gives you something to work on, something to aim at. And I think that's brilliant. Anyway, try it out. Let me know what you think, or if you think it's complete bullshit, sure, tell me. I'd like to hear it. Drop it in the comments. Thank you for watching.